you don't understand white supremacy, what it is, and how it works, everything else that you understand will confuse you. That's a guarantee. That's not optional.
Good evening. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Politics, Economics, and the Struggle to Survive in America. I'm your host. My name is Jerrald President. And today what I'm going to be talking about, money creation and the machinations and the wizardry of how the banking system starves and harms all of us. And it's controlled by such a small group of individuals that they've shaped the world. Now, what we're going to do, this video is going to take you into the Bank of England. And the reason why I use the Bank of England because the Queen of England owns more land than anybody else on this planet. She owns approximately 6.7 billion acres of land. That's right, I said that. That's what I said. 6.7 billion acres of land. Now, this is an individual who lives on a tiny little island, but has true wealth because they own basically the entire planet. And it was England that established all of these so-called global systems, banking systems. And so what this video does, it takes you inside the Bank of London. The Bank of England. And the person that's there explains to you that they just create money out of thin air. They put it in a circulation. They add interest on it that they know can never be paid back because that amount of money wasn't created. But I just want you to just pay close attention to this, okay?
Ryland, your article is about how money gets created. We're surrounded here by gold in the vaults of the Bank of England, and historically in the gold standards, the amount of gold would have been related to the stock of money in the economy. Things are very different now.
You really think that's real money?
Economy,
you think
where
that's
does money
gold?
come from?
Well, let's start off with narrow or central bank money. As the name suggests, central bank money is determined by the Bank of England and consists of notes and reserves. And in normal times at least, notes and reserves are determined by the amount of notes that people want to hold or need for their transactions, and the amount of notes and reserves that banks want to hold, given the level of interest rates in the economy. It is not chosen or fixed by the central bank, as is sometimes described in some economics textbooks.
Your article focuses on broad money. What determines how much of that there is?
Well, broad money, which in many ways is a better measure of the amount of money circulating in the economy, includes all the bank deposits of households and companies. And one of the key points of the article is that banks create additional broad money whenever they make a loan.
Did you understand what he said? Banks create money anytime there's a loan. You walk into that bank, you apply for a loan for a car, you want to do some fixer-ups on your home, remodeling of your home, you want to purchase a house. Or you just need a signature loan, or you need some money to get you from this month to the next month, whatever it is. Once you go in there, that's when they create the money. Now, they don't have that money. They're creating it out of thin air. Now, this is not me saying that. This is an individual sitting inside the Bank of England explaining this to you. See, we don't understand that these people have been able to shape the world with this fake matrix. Now, the sad thing is, the matrix is real because we're ensnared in it. We are truly ensnared in this matrix. But these people get to create money out of thin air. You don't ever see them. You just know when you go and wherever you work at, you might get a paycheck. You go inside this bank, they might have some money there. Whatever it is, we just following along inside the system. While these people are creating money out of thin air. And then when you sit there and say, well, if you can create the money, why is there a debt? See, this is the game they play on you. Because then they say, well, we need to pay the money back that we borrowed. Wait a minute. The only reason the money came into circulation is because you created a system that I have to go and borrow this money to function and exist on this planet. Then everything else has to be based on borrowing money. It's a social system based on debt, which is bondage, which is slavery. Do you understand what I'm saying? Again, this is not me saying this. I'm not making this up. The problem is the rest of us don't understand how the system functions, which is why they can continue to keep playing this game on us. They run this system and they keep us in perpetual debt to where we are never able to get up from underneath it. This individual sitting in a place where they want you to believe that these are real gold bars. And if they are, okay, they're real gold bars. But you're not melting that gold down. You're just creating money out of thin air and you put it into circulation. And the reason why I have to go get it, because that's the way you've crafted this system. You gotta remember, the sun never set on the British Empire. That was a famous word my daddy used to always tell me when I was growing up. And I'm like, what the hell is this old man keep talking about? The sun never set on the British Empire. Until I started paying attention to economics and how money is truly created. Then I said, wait a minute. The reason why the sun never set on the British Empire because they damn near colonized the whole planet. And then when they receded and gave people their quasi-independence, like the people in Jamaica, the citizens of Barbados, the people in Belize, they don't have independence because they still are commonwealths of the crown. I'm just going to let you finish listening to this individual tell you how it's done.
Now, while this is nothing new, it is sometimes overlooked as the main way in which money is created, and it runs contrary to the view sometimes put forward that banks can only lend out deposits that they already have. In fact, loans create deposits, not the other way around.
Did you get that? Loans create deposits. So he just told you in order for the bank to function, they have to create fake money, or they have to create money to have money put inside them. I mean, goddamn, that's goddamn gangster. That is gangster. He said loans create deposits. Well, where did the loan come from? The loan came from the bank. So you mean to tell me if I never bought in that bank, there will be no deposits? Yes. So I want you to understand something. While I was going through school and then went to college, I always got in situations with these teachers because they was trying to make me believe something that didn't make sense. And then when you question them, they look at you like something wrong with you. See, this is why I created Politics, Economics, and the Struggle to Survive in America. I wanted to give you a show from the perspective of a black man who just is a regular dude, I do a lot of research. I do a lot of travels. I go inside these places like this. And I love the fact that they don't hide this from us. The problem is, people that's watching this and people that you go around refuse to pay attention, acknowledge this fact. Again, loans create deposits. Deposits don't create the loans. In order for you to get that deposit, you have to get a loan. I mean, it's not fucking trigonometry. It's not physics. It's common sense. And the reason why we stay in this state of perpetual ignorance is because we refuse to just open that third eye. It's not complicated. See, and they continue to keep playing this game because they know you're not paying attention to it. And so somebody like me or others who do this, they say, oh man, these people, we ain't worried about them because they know the masses of the population ain't paying attention to it. So I please, for those just watching this, pass this along to your friends, pass this along to your family members, and do your own lookup, research. It's not complicated. You can walk inside any Federal Reserve building. I chose the Bank of England because the Bank of England set this off. It was it King George? That was the guy who the so-called founding fathers decided they wasn't going to pay any more taxes to a king. You know that story? We're going to create our own currency, colonial script. We're not going to apply interest on it. So we're going to go to war with our brethren. Or Abraham Lincoln, who created greenbacks. It was debt-free money. Because you got to understand, per the Constitution, Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution stipulates only Congress can create money. But for some strange reason, they allow banks to create money, which keeps governments in perpetual debt. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? It's extremely self-explanatory. Loans create deposits. Loans create deposits. Let me show you something. See this right here? I took a trip and I went to the Bank of Philadelphia. Now, the Federal Reserve Bank in Philadelphia, when you go inside there, there's a tour. And they let you know how money is created. They just make it about a thin air and put it in circulation. They loan it to a bank. They loan it to that bank at 0% interest. Then that bank in turn loans you the money at 4, 10, 15, 30%. Oh, I'm sorry, 29.95% interest. And that's how it functions. And the wildest thing is, this is what they give you every time you go inside there. This is a parting gift. And they shred this every day. They just sit there and shred money. Now, the area where this was at, you travel 5, 10 blocks, it's immense poverty. While they shredding this, they have people living in abject poverty. So I want you to understand something. We can change this entire system. We can. But we need people to understand that the system is designed to harm you. It's designed to harm all of us. But we would sit there and argue with each other about who's the best basketball player, LeBron James or Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. We'll want to go and fight and say Tom Brady against Peyton Manning, who's the GOAT. This is the kind of stuff we argue about. We want to spread rumors amongst each other. We refuse to be honest with our family members about the true economic situation we're in, that we're living paycheck to paycheck. We're just not honest with one another. We refuse to be honest with one another. Why? Because the system has been designed to allow you not to be honest with one another. So we hide ourselves behind our enormous amounts of debt. And we keep going about life like, oh, it's all everything okay. We don't understand. The system is designed to harm you. Once you put interest on money made out of thin air, they already got you. See, my goal and my objective when I first started this was to try to plant that seed. And one thing I do know, that seed is being planted. And the fact that I love being able to do this, it goes around the world. Now, you might not notice it, but that seed is going to sprout. And it might not be now, but I know it's now because I can see what's going on around the world. People are revolting against it. And living in America, they try to suppress that. They don't want people to know. But best believe, the revolt against white supremacy that set up this entire global banking system, the harm the inhabitants of this planet, is crumbling. You can't see it because you're inundated with garbage every day, which is why they bombard you with commercials all day on television. They're programming you to think that this is normal. What do you think that commercial is? It's getting you to go and purchase something, but it's planting a subliminal in your head. Hey, this is a gangster nation. America's always been gangster, and it's learned from his grandmama, England. And once again, this is politics, economics, and the struggle to survive in America. Peace.
What racism, white supremacy is. And I say it's a power system dynamic structured and maintained by persons who classify themselves as white, whether consciously or subconsciously determined, which consists of patterns of perception, logic, symbol formation, thought, speech, action, and emotional response, as conducted simultaneously in all areas of people activity, economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war, for the ultimate purpose of white genetic survival and preventing white genetic annihilation on planet Earth.